Hey there, how's it going? It's MiffedLuke here. My name is Luke, and today I'm going to be making a cup of tea. Now, I have dyspraxia. These will cause issues, and I will point out these issues as we progress with the video. Let's get right to it. I'm going to be using my Pinky and the Brain mug. It should be nice. We are going to need a kettle. Where's the kettle? Oh, there it is. Right here. And that's pretty much it, really, when it comes to the practical materials other than the tea itself and maybe a spoon, things like that. We'll gather these things together as we go along. For now, I'm just going to fill up the kettle because it needs to have boiling water in it. Yeah, there's no water in this little scale thing whatsoever. I usually get it to around 3 or so before I boil it. So I'm going to take this lid off and I'm going to pour the water. When it comes to my dyspraxia, it makes it hard for me to handle things properly. And my hands might shake sometimes. I might struggle to use the equipment properly, things like that. Let's actually get filling this kettle up now. And I'm going to keep a close eye on that scale. Okay, so it's around 3.5, I think. I usually try and keep it as flat as possible as well, because if it's too tilted, then water might be wavy. I need to wait forever sometimes until the water actually stops moving and I get an accurate view on how much water is in the kettle. So yeah, it's like 3.5, just over. I think that's enough. It's like I'm assuming that I'm seeing everything I'm meant to be seeing here. Oh, whoa, what's going on? Oh, wait, that's not. Whoa, okay, that is not the lid. That is the stand for the kettle. Let's make sure we're looking at the right things here. So, kettle stand, kettle. The kettle lid is what we really wanted to go for. I'm gonna put the kettle lid back on the kettle. This is definitely the kettle lid this time. And I'm going to put it on the kettle stand, not the other way around. Okay, good. So I'm going to boil it now. The kettle that I'm using is much more automatic. So this switch right here will cause the water to boil. And once it's boiled enough, it will then just turn off automatically. Some other kettles, though, might require you to manually switch it off. I have an automatic solution here, though, so I'm just going to switch that switch. Flick that switch, if you will. And it will light up, making some sounds, etc. There we go. We know that it's definitely boiling properly then. And while we're waiting, in fact, we might as well do a bit of preparation. So I'm going to need a tea bag. I'm going to need my mug. So in the mug I'm going to use, my Pinky and the Brain mug. I'm going to place it right here. And now the tea bags. I'm going to go to the tea caddy here. And I'm just going to open that up. Oh yeah, we've got a lot of tea bags in there. This is where we keep all our tea bags, basically. I think we go for Yorkshire tea bags. So yeah, I'm just going to take one out. And now we are going to put the tea bag in. Whoa, hold on a second here. Strongly debated topic. I've covered more about tea debates on my cream tea video if you want to see that. But some people put the tea bag in first. Some people put the water in first, then the tea bag. There are all sorts of debates about how you should go about making tea. What I understand, though, is that you definitely don't put milk in first. I'm only going to do it the only way I know how, which is putting the tea bag in first, filling it up with water, and then putting the milk in last. Let's get right into it. So I'm going to put the tea bag in. And if we take a look at the kettle, it is still boiling. Oh, how's that for timing? It literally stopped boiling as I was commenting on it. But it's still fizzling a little bit though. So while we wait for it to calm down a little bit, we are going to go and grab the milk for the tea. In my case at least, it's the finishing touch. I'm going to use this lactose milk. I'm actually going to use this lactose-free milk.
Here is the milk. Here is the toast. Toast milk. But wait, it's lactose. Wait a minute, it says lactose free. That's a double negative. That means it is toast milk.
I can technically drink normal dairy milk, but it bothers me sometimes when I do, so I'm just going to stick with this lactose-free milk. I forget how to properly pronounce it. Yeah, I'm going to go with this, and I'm not going to want to pour it in now. No, of course, it's Milk goes in last, Luke, last. Now, as the water has boiled, it's all ready to pour in. And now I'm just going to pour it in. Now, my dyspraxia makes it a little bit difficult for me to do things properly with my hands when it comes to practical things like pouring water. I have done this before though, but sometimes I will struggle with things like this. I think we've filled it up enough. Usually it's around 2/3, 3/4 of the mug I usually fill it up with. And that looks about right to me. I forget, I think it's the tea bag we wait to settle in first, and then it's the milk, I think, if I recall correctly. So I guess we've just got to play the waiting game for a bit. While we're waiting, we can discuss the length of a tea bag in a cup of tea. Some people really want to just take the tea bag straight back out as soon as they put it in. Others like to wait a good 10 minutes before they actually take the tea bag out. Me, I usually only leave it in for a few minutes, and what I do at some point is that I might bash the tea bag around a little bit. I think I'm going to need a spoon anyways. Actually, do I usually use a spoon for that? Yeah, I think I use a spoon, yeah. I usually use a spoon anyway when it comes to fishing the tea bag out. So I might as well grab a spoon now and use this little teaspoon here. I'm going to give it a nice little bash around. Sort of like mixing almost if you were baking a cake. I'm going to visualise that. Yummy tea cake. Now I know that for some people, they want that tea bag to come straight back out as soon as they put it in. This might be terrifying. I haven't really tested other ways really. Just doing it the way I know. And I know that some people prefer to use a teapot as well. A little bit more old school, but it is quite convenient. When I got this velvetizer, I could barely lift it. My hand kept on shaking with it. And I had to do physiotherapy just to be able to manage a kettle. When I was done it in a teapot, you can put a milk in a cup first. You can, really. And now I think the tea should be getting closer to being ready. Let's take a look at that now. Now, this is something where my dyspraxia can definitely make it more difficult for me. I got to be able to fish the tea bag out, drag it out of the mug, and place it into the bin. I do struggle with this. I always worry that I get a bit too much tea out, but this is what works for me, is that I use the spoon and press the tea bag against the mug. Oh, it's kind of going back down. I can't like press it against the mug. Oh, it's starting to come out actually. Okay, and my spoon kind of becomes a fork as I like hold it, like hold the tea bag with the spoon, and then I simply just drop it in. Something I worry about sometimes is getting it too much in the bin. I don't really want any binny germs to get in my tea or anything, you know. That's what I always worry about. But yeah, we dealt with that. So, milk. I'm going to give it a good shake. Okay, I think that's shaken enough. And let's simply pour it in. Now, people are very fussy about colours of tea. What I personally do is that I usually just pour it until it has this nice little mid-tone colour, I guess. I don't quite know how to describe it. I'm going to pour it, keeping a close eye on it. It's all bubbly for some reason. Ooh, it's going to come out. There we go. I think that's about right. It usually looks a bit like that once I've put in enough milk. That's pretty much it, really. I think the only thing I'm going to do at this point is just give it a bit of a stir, just to make sure it's all mixed in properly. Yeah, there you go. Got my tea. And now, as promised, I'm going to talk about some of the difficulties I have with a teapot. So, first of all, let's address the lid. I don't know what this is. Why is there a little pointy thing here? Why is it a funny shape? These things are quite new to me. Now, when I was making that cream tea YouTube video of mine, I actually, at one point, poured the tea out of the teapot with the lid off. And the tea not only came out of this end, but it also came out of this end, and it kind of went a bit everywhere. And I do not really want that happening. I think that's why it's always important to have these lids on. And what I recently learnt as well is that these little pokey things here are actually designed for you to, for the lid not to come off. So you can pour the tea out of it with ease and knowing that the lid probably won't come off. This did take me a bit of a while to figure out though. It was like, we had to like match the shapes here or something like that, because like they're both the same shapes. So how exactly am I going to put this on? It's what I definitely struggle with. So I think that's the right, yeah, it's like a puzzle piece, right? But it still doesn't go on for some reason. Now, why is that? I think that's because, like, this is literally me a few moments ago, but when I was making this video. I think how it works though is that you actually got to kind of like dig this part downwards almost. So like you've got to make sure that the shapes are matching. So it's like these are the two same shapes, right? It's like matching a puzzle piece, sort of like as I was getting onto. But you got to like dig it downwards. So you dig it downwards, making sure that little pokey out part is underneath, and then you just put it on as normal. And there you go, you got a nice secure teapot that I still personally wouldn't wave this around upside down or something like that in case the lid does still go flying off. So we've kind of covered the lid. Now let's actually fill this all the way up. And I want to kind of talk about how I struggle with heavy objects like these. So yeah, I'm just going to wait until it's filled up, I guess. It's progressively getting heavier. Okay, I'll have to turn it off now. That is quite a bit heavy, like it's pretty much full up. This feels heavy, this feels difficult for me to carry and do much with. I think my hand might even be shaking a little bit slightly. It might be hard to see on camera, but yeah, my hand keeps on going like this, sort of like. This is actually my weak hand, and if I try it with my stronger hand, it'll probably be much the same. Yeah, much the same as that. I see it trembling still slightly. It's really hard for me to like lift around and things like that. I don't really want to do much of this, so I'm just gonna empty it out now. Out the front, I might as well. In traditional teapot style. Oh yeah, there you go. That's pretty much all I wanted to cover. Thank you so much for watching. It's MiffedLuke here. My name is Luke, and yeah, what did I do last time? Can't remember. Goodbye, everyone.